Hi beautiful people, how are you all doing today? My name is Mark and I love making things sweet and in style. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And this is where I do anything and everything creative. So for today, I'll be sharing with you how I store my gum paste once it's on its paste form and how to store it once it's already dried and made into figures and flowers. Okay? Gum paste is a type of dough made from sugar that you can use to make different confectionery arts such as figures, flowers, and other details for your cake. And all this that I will share today is based from my experience on my cake decorating career. So what are you waiting for? Let's start! Okay, and this is how I store my gum paste once it is still on its paste form or once it is still on its dough form, okay? So, as you can see, I put it on a container, a similar container where I store my dry gum paste flowers and figures because this is very cheap and you can buy a lot of this in supermarkets or grocery stores or even online. So, this is the microwavable and sealed plastic container, okay? So, what I do, I always put a date and time so I would know how long has it been. This actually lasts for about 3 to 6 months, okay? And then you can actually wrap it in cling wrap or Ziploc. So what I use is Ziploc. And then I just cut whatever I'll be using and then I put it back on the fridge, okay? It has to be stored in the fridge so it would last for a long time. And then normally I just wrap it in cling wrap and then yeah, I put a label and put it on an airtight container just like this and put it inside the refrigerator or the chiller. So if I'm going to use this, I have to thaw it for about 30 minutes to 1 hour and then I'll just slice a small portion of what I will use. Okay, if you can't find a container like this, another alternative is another Ziploc. Okay, the reason why we are wrapping it double so that you can make sure that no air can actually come in. Okay, so what you can do, you can actually put it inside another Ziploc and then don't forget to put the label. Okay, and then just seal. Okay, always remember to zip it. So the reason why it lasts for 3 to 6 months is because if you add colors directly on the paste, normally it shortens the life of the gum paste, even on its paste or dough form, okay? If you add colors, normally it lasts for about 1 to 3 months, okay? That's usually the time frame. But if you don't color it yet, it actually lasts for 6 months, okay? And then, yeah, this is one method. And another method is actually putting it on another container or Tupperware. And make sure to always lock and seal and put it on the ref. Okay? Okay, this is another technique on how I actually preserve my leaves and my sugar flowers or my figures. So what I use is a large Tupperware and the chickens are excited as you hear them. Okay, I use this large disposable Tupperware. It can be rectangle, circle, or any shape you want as long as it's holding its lid properly. It's not super airtight, but it does a great job. So what I do, this is my gum paste that's already 6 months old, okay? So as you can see, I don't add colors because sometimes some color brands affect also the lifespan of the flowers that are being stored, okay? So normally when I put color on my gum paste that I dried, it normally lasts for about 3 months at this condition. So normally I just leave it plain white and it lasts for a year. So what I do every time that I'll be using a leaf, I'll just get some and I'll spray them in airbrush, okay? So we'll be having a separate video on how to actually use an airbrush properly so it can last for years, okay? So the first thing I do, I put a layer of tissue underneath, as you can see here. And always remember that when you are touching your gum paste, you have to wash your hands because our hands has natural oils that may affect the lifespan of the sugar. The reason why sugar lasts for a long time or gum paste lasts for a long time because sugar is actually a natural preservative because it inhibits the growth of microbial activity, okay? So, I wash my hands. You can also use gloves, okay? So, remember that before you do this, your gum paste should be really, really dry. So, how would you know if it's really dry? First, when you touch it, there's no more moisture. And second, it's as hard as a rock, okay? See that? It's very hard. So, first, put a layer of tissue. And then, you need to cover another layer of tissue on top, okay? So, the tissue that I'm using is ordinary tissue, okay? Just like so, make sure that it's all covered. And then what I have here is silica gel. Okay, so the silica gel should never touch the gum paste, okay? Because this is food, so you have to consider safety measures, okay? So make sure that it's fully covered. And then I'll be adding my silica gel. This one you can buy in Shopee or Lazada or even in Amazon or on your local stores. Okay? So normally I add 3 or 5 just like so. And then it's not touching the gum paste directly. Okay? And then I will cover the lid just like that. And then sometimes I still cover this with cling wrap and then I put a label on what date this is actually made so that I would know if how long has it been stored already. Okay, and then after that, I put this on a very dry place protected from humidity because you always have to protect your gum paste from humidity or else it will melt. Okay, I'll be sharing with you another recipe that can be exposed to very humid conditions, so it will be on our next videos. So another technique is actually to use rice, okay? Rice grains that has not been cooked. Okay, so first, as you see, it's a little bit hard to open. This is really sealed. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, of course, make sure that your rice is very clean. So I'll be pouring in the rice, okay? The reason why I'm using rice because rice grains actually absorbs moisture also, okay? So this is another alternative if in case you can't have an access to silica gel, okay? You can use this method. Same technique, after I put the rice, I'll be putting layers of tissue, okay? But the only thing you have to consider if you're using rice is to check it from time to time because sometimes the rice can actually have insects, okay? And then the chicken is excited again. So after that, this is the time wherein you actually put in your flowers. So let's say you have an Austin rose that you want to put there. And then I have here my hibiscus, okay? So just store them. And then I have a guava fruit here. Okay, and some medium orchid. You can actually maximize the space. And then after that, always remember to cover it with a layer of tissue also. Okay, on top. You have to cover it fully. And then, you will cover this again with the lid. Okay, and then put it on a dry place. Don't forget to put the label so that you would know how long has it been stored. Okay, so how would you know if the gum paste is already not okay to use? First, when you observe, sorry, you'll see that there are some molds, okay? This is not molds, by the way. This is paint, okay? So when you observe it, sometimes it has molds, like black molds, or you'll see that there's a lot of spots, okay? That's an indication that you cannot use the gum paste anymore, okay? So this is how I store it. Okay, so another way to preserve your sugar flowers or confectionery arts or even your dummy cake covered in fondant is actually to spray it and coat it with an acrylic spray. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and you have to use one that is clear You can buy this at hardware stores or bookstores in your area. There's a lot of different brands that you can use, but you have to make sure that you're using clear, okay? So what it does, it coats the outer layer of the sugar, which protects it from humidity. So before using this, you have to shake the bottle. And of course, you have to take out the lid, okay? Have to shake the bottle. And then I'll be spraying from afar. See that? And always remember when you're doing this, it has to be on an open area because most acrylic sprays has a specific scent similar to gas. And once you spray your confections with this one, it's no longer gonna be edible, okay? So you have to spray on all the parts, even the back part, to make sure that everything is coated. And of course, at first, it's gonna be shiny, but as time goes on, it's gonna be a little bit matte. And then also, when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you are spraying little by little, okay? Because even though this is an acrylic spray, it still has liquid. So you have to spray it little by little, part by part, so that you won't actually damage your sugar flowers, okay? So if you sprayed your flowers or confections or even your figures with this one, it would last for years. Because even if it rains, it's not gonna be totally affected, okay? You see that? So I'm just spraying on all parts to make it fully covered. Okay, just like so, and then you have to let it dry and leave it.